This is Miss Carey, and I have 5 questions about the crime, and I will interview with her. Hi, Miss Carey.
Hello.
The first question I have: do you think the community you live in is dangerous?
No, I do not
Why
think
not?
that my community is dangerous. And the reason why is because I live in the country. I live in a very rural area where there are not many people. And it's a small town, and everyone tends to know each other and looks out for each other. So it's very, very safe. It's a very safe place to live.
So you mean like a village, not like big city?
Exactly,
Oh, okay.
exactly.
The second question: do you have some opinion about what make a person break the law?
Yes. I think there are a lot of different reasons why people could break the law, but one possible reason why people break the law is because of poverty. If they're very, very poor, and if they don't have work, and if they don't, they don't have money, sometimes that can lead to breaking the law,
Oh,
to
yeah.
stealing. That isn't always the reason why people break the law. Sometimes people do it because they have no conscience,
Yeah.
and they don't care about other people, and they just want to take from them. But there is a certain amount of crime that happens because there is poverty, and people do it because they don't see another way.
Oh, yeah. The third question: do you know some lawyer? Oh, you are the lawyer here.
Yes.
So
I am a
if you can tell me about your job.
Sure. Well, I'm a lawyer, and my father is a lawyer,
Oh,
and two of my brothers are lawyers, and
your
so I know
family.
a lot of lawyers.
That's cool.
I actually, when I now work at Saginaw Valley, so I don't really technically practice law anymore. But when I practiced law, I actually worked for a very large company, and I advised the company on corporate law. I never went into a courtroom. I didn't defend criminals. I helped the company protect itself from risk that can happen with a business.
Oh, yeah.
Entering into a contract and being exposed to risk, that kind of thing. So I didn't do anything with crime. It was just all about
some
a
business.
business.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah. So I have another question. Can you describe like some activity that is considered illegal, but you believe it is not illegal?
I believe that some drug use is considered illegal, and it shouldn't be. I think
Like what?
well, marijuana, for example, it seems very silly to me that it's an illegal drug. It's relatively harmless. It's not addicting. But in general, people who are addicted to drugs have, drug use is a crime, and so it's treated like a crime, meaning people are put into jail for having drugs,
Yeah.
things like that, when in fact, drug use and drug addiction is an illness, and it should be treated by helping the people, getting them mental health treatment, not putting them in jail.
Oh, yeah.
So I understand that, someone who's a big drug dealer, that should be a crime. There should be punishment for that. But someone, a person like you or like me,
Oh, yeah.
who uses drugs and are addicted to them, and they're hurting themselves more than anyone, that should not necessarily be treated as a crime that they're punished and go to jail for. They should be given mental health treatment to cure them of their addiction. They shouldn't be punished. They've got an illness. So I think a lot of drug use is treated like a crime, and it's not really the most effective way to deal with
Actually,
it.
in my country, the drugs is illegal. But when you found that you take drugs, they didn't put you in the jail. They take care of you. They put you in the hospital. They didn't
See, that's what you should
Yeah,
do.
that's
I mean,
what
even if
they
you say
should.
it's illegal, but right,
Yeah,
here you get punished for it.
they put in the jail like a year or 2 years.
Like a criminal, like and that doesn't cure you of your drug addiction. That doesn't help you. So I think that to me is something that should be not treated like a crime.
Okay, and they have the last question. Can you describe like a famous crime about a person or anyone?
Yes, I'm trying to think of this woman's name. Oh my gosh, I may have to Google it. It is, it was like 1 year ago, there was a woman who was on trial for killing her little girl in Florida. And it was on TV nonstop. She ended up not getting convicted. The jury found that she was innocent of killing, that she did not kill her little girl. And it was on, but I cannot think.
But it's okay if you just describe the crime.
Yeah, the little girl who was, I think, 5 or something. She was little. She was a little girl. It was in Florida. She was missing, and they never actually found. Oh, they did find her body. They found the remains of her body, and they found some of her DNA and things like that in the trunk of the mother's car.
Oh.
But the mother, who they presented her as this pathological liar, everyone really believed that she did it, but they weren't able to convict her of it, and so she got away with it. She was an attractive young woman. She wanted to go out and party rather than sort of take care of her child.
So that's why she killed her.
That was what they alleged, was that she had killed her child because she just didn't want to be bothered with her. But again, they were unable to prove that, in fact, she... Ooh, I can tell you another one that I can remember the name of, the George Zimmerman trial. George Zimmerman was on trial for murdering Trayvon Martin, who was a young black man, wore a hoodie sweatshirt, and he was George Zimmerman lived in this neighborhood, and he was on the neighborhood watch. And this young man, Trayvon Martin, came into George Zimmerman's neighborhood, and George Zimmerman, they got into an altercation. People don't know exactly what happened, and George Zimmerman ended up shooting the young man, Trayvon Martin, killed him, and said it was self-defense. And he was found innocent. He was found not guilty of the crime of killing, that they really thought that he was just defending himself. But it was very controversial. People felt that the crime was racially motivated because he was actually Hispanic, but the boy that he killed was African American. And there was a lot of controversy. There's something in Florida called the stand your ground defense, where if someone attacks you, you don't have to run away. You can defend yourself, and you can even shoot the person.
Orally.
That is not that way in every state. In some states,
Just
you
in some
actually
states.
have to, you can't, if you can avoid getting in an altercation by running away, you are supposed to do that. But in Florida, you do not have to run away. You can stand there, defend yourself.
Even shut the gun?
Yes.
Oh.
And so that was very controversial. It was a very big deal. But George Zimmerman was found not guilty of the crime. But it's still very controversial. So.
Okay. Thank you so much,
You're
Ms.
very
Karen.
welcome. You're very